Summer of Stylite. Yes! It's the final episode. 15 weeks of talking about making the music for my first full-length album, Stylite, and I just can't believe that it's over. At least the Summer of Stylite is over. It's a hot and very, very sultry, sizzling Labor Day, and yeah, so this is it, and no more music. We've covered a lot of material.
If I went from big to small, would you say I have it all? Give up everything I own, so I won't be left alone.
final track that I want to have for this album is, I was thinking an 80s cover song that I've already done. And these are the 3 contenders for the Stylite album.
Tell them this if they wanna know what the reason is. I only smile when I lie, then I'll tell them why. Because your kiss is on my list. Your kiss is on my list. Your kiss is on my list of the best things in life. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. There's nothing I wouldn't be. Oh, that's the gift of schizo. Nothing that's new to me. I've seen it all before, now sugar. Each time I go to bed, I pray like Aretha Franklin. Each time I go to bed.
First we have Kiss on My List. So this song holds a really dear place in my heart because it was one of my favorite Hall and Oates songs right around like teenagerdom, and just really like hit me in the feels. So being able to learn it and cover it was like a huge just was like a huge accomplishment for me. I was so excited and really thrilled that you know, I mean, when you think about these artists that you've like idolized and emulated, and that you can actually play and sing one of their songs, and a particular song that like really holds a lot of significance for you, or just really like means a lot to you, it's pretty huge. And I think it was like one of the biggies that I first learned that I was like super excited about. And I felt too that this version wasn't insulting. Like it was a decent, okay version, I think, to again sort of emulate. Of course, the interwebs may think otherwise. You may think otherwise, but I did sort of like feel like, yeah, okay, this can be out in the general public. This can sort of be out in the world. I feel okay with having my name attached to it. The next one is U2's I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. Again, you know, an 80s classic for me, I'm sure for a lot of people, and kind of, again, a very sort of a sacred song. And I do love the songs of yearning, and this song in particular I think it's like the epitome of yearning. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And it's a very spiritual song, and I think a very religious song. Bono has said as much. And I gave it a little bit of this sort of like delightful pop flavor to it, synth pop flavor to it, because I guess I just sort of feel it doesn't have to be a song of like pessimism or frustration, that it can be being excited about the journey, as opposed to frustration that you haven't reached, you haven't found what you're looking for, and that means that there are a lot more adventures ahead. So that's kind of why I made this song, again, sort of more upbeat, and I wanted it to sound kind of magical and mysterious as well. And again, sort of that idea, and I think this is something that speaks really personally to me, that, you know, it's I think it was Steven Tyler of Aerosmith who said life's a journey, not a destination. And that's what it's all about. It's really about the journey, and being really caught up in the magic of the journey, instead of so fixated on the non-existent end result, at least not in the present moment. When we get so fixated on that, we lose sight of everything around us, and we will miss the magic of the moment. So this song, again, really speaks to me like that. Then the final song is Beez by Scritti Politti. Scritti Politti is like my god of synth pop. And again, it's funny, I think somebody when I posted on YouTube, somebody was like, you ruined the song. Which again, thank you interwebs. To me that means like, I've arrived, I've been insulted on the internet. But I think that my version of Would Beez was sort of an homage again to Scritti, Politti, and arpeggiators and fun synth pop hooks and melodies and layers. He's all about layers. And again, I don't think as a cover it's meant to replace, my god, no way, like does not replace, does not intend to replace, but just sort of again, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Like it's a way for me to pay respect to the one that has gone before. And really, I mean, such a huge, like, he's an incredible songwriter, composer, producer, magician. And so again, this song was meant to pay respects at the altar of Scritti, Politti. So and I enjoyed making this video too. So there you have it. So there's the 3 80s covers that I'm considering for sort of the final track of Stylite. And I would love to get your feedback and hear which one kind of stands out to you. Hey, you might be like, none of these are good, they all suck. Internet complainers, and that's fine, and I'm happy to hear what you think. But yeah, so it just seems like a suitable ending to this journey, this 15-week journey of creativity and creating. And as I hope you've enjoyed it, been entertained, maybe related in some way. It's just, I think the biggest awareness I've had with making an album and making music is that it's really a non-linear process. And I think the biggest takeaway that I got from this was when I try to force it, when I'm so fixated on trying to sound like someone else, that's when shit really hits the fan, and that's when things fall apart. And so I had a really lovely friend of mine say, if that starts to happen when I'm, working on music, creating, producing, songwriting, etc., to stop and say, wait, am I trying to sound like L.Ariel, or am I trying to sound like everybody else? And that's kind of the moment of truth. There's plenty of amazing artists already out there doing their thing. We don't need another fill in the blank. We don't need another, we don't need another David Bowie or Michael Jackson. I mean, they're incredible and amazing, or Imogen Heap, or we can admire them and be inspired by them, and certainly we're all influenced by each other. We're all influenced by what's going on in the world. We're all influenced by what we grew up with. We're all, we're just carrying it forward, everything that we've been experienced or exposed to. But again, there's something unique and magical about your perspective, your take on it, what comes next, what comes out of all this. And I think, again, this album, as I've talked about, was basically, the reason it's called Stylite is because I kept everything sort of on this ivory tower pedestal, out of sight, out of reach for myself and everyone else, because I just felt like I was stuck in that bullshit, that illusion of perfectionism, and it's never going to be good enough. And I think we've all realized, like, life's too short, especially this year with all the shit that's happened and people that have passed away and been affected by COVID, and we don't have that kind of time. We really don't have that kind of time anymore. So what are we going to do with the time we do have? Are we going to sit and hide out and wait till it's good enough, or just get into the fucking arena and do it, and and deal with whatever comes, come what may? And so again, I'm proud of this album. I'm proud that these tracks are pretty much, you know, well on their way to being completed, and I don't think I could have done it without you, and just week after week and getting amazing, awesome support and feedback and love, and it really does mean a lot, and I'm just very grateful for you all. Okay, so thus ends the final episode of Summer of Stylite. I promise I will be back. I think the next frontier will be live streaming, so you will probably hear some of my songs from previous EPs, and then obviously the new album. And stay tuned for the release of this album. I'm gonna say the fall. I guess we're in that weird, like, in between summer fall. So I'm gonna just say fall is kind of the end goal. At the very least, maybe a couple singles will be released, but yeah, we're gonna get this puppy finished. So thank you again, love you guys, and just remember to stay safe, stay cool, be good to yourself, and be yourself. There's no one else like you, and we're so lucky to have you. All my love.